Hi, I'm Ilana, and welcome to Oh, You're Catholic in this episode called Oh, Stations of the Cross. So, when people ask me what my favorite devotions are, the first thing I always say is Stations of the Cross. As a lamenter in love with the sorrowful mysteries, the Stations of the Cross just take that up a notch. The Stations of the Cross is also typically referred to as the Way of the Cross. Most parishes use a booklet of some sort called The Way of the Cross, and it is where either a priest or lay leader and laity, the faithful, will take the journey with Jesus through his passion, death, and resurrection in commemoration. Legend has it that Mary, the Mother of God, set up the first stations in her backyard in Ephesus. The devotion technically originated from a pilgrimage that many take to this day in Jerusalem, where they stop at a variety of sites for prayer, reflection, and meditation. But then in the Middle Ages, the Franciscans, those of the Order of St. Francis, decided to make it more accessible. And then slowly, we now have what each local parish does, the Stations of the Cross, everywhere around the world. That is reflective of the pilgrimage in Jerusalem. So today, this has evolved into the 14 stations that typically you will see on the walls of a Catholic church all around the world that are depicting the major events both to and through that Jesus experienced for our salvation. Catholics from all over the world take part in the Stations of the Cross on the Fridays of Lent and the Vigil of Good Friday. Now, for those Catholics that do complete the Stations of the Cross, they may be granted a planetary indulgence. However, to actually obtain the planetary indulgence, you must also do at least one Our Father and at least one Hail Mary for the intentions of the Pope, as well as receive both the sacrament of penance, go to confession, and the sacrament of the Eucharist, as in receiving Holy Communion. After the opening prayer, there are 14 stations that take us on a journey with Jesus from Pontius Pilate to Calvary to his tomb. The first station, Jesus is condemned to death. The second station, Jesus carries his cross. The third station, Jesus falls for the first time. The fourth station, Jesus meets his afflicted mother. The fifth station, Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus to carry his cross. The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. The seventh station, Jesus falls for the second time. The eighth station, Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. The ninth station, Jesus falls a third time. The 10th station, Jesus is stripped of his clothes. The 11th station, Jesus is nailed to the cross. The 12th station, Jesus dies on the cross. The 13th station, the body of Jesus is taken down from the cross. The 14th station, Jesus is laid in the tomb. The closing, the resurrection of Jesus. At the beginning of each of these stations, one of the Way of the Cross books say, "We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you." And the faithful will say, "Because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world." Following that, there's then a number of different Bible verses and a prayer, and then a small sung poem. The closing is sometimes referred to as the 15th station, and that came about from the spirit of Vatican II. And that's just to remind us that the death of Jesus is meaningless without the resurrection, the conquering of death. It is not always practiced, but when the 15th station is said, it's usually done in front of the tabernacle. I would now like to note some of my favorite stations and give brief reflections. My first favorite station is the first station. Jesus is condemned to death. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been accused of something that simply isn't true and was either a misunderstanding or made up by someone that is trying to hurt you? You want to fight back, But did Jesus? No, he took it because he knew that he had to. Sometimes we just have to take it, carry it like the cross Jesus literally carried, and know that he is carrying our crosses with us, equally yoking. Sometimes we need to not react instantly and know some situations would get worse, or perhaps even hurt more people. We are not called to use the eye for an eye concept. God the Father always fights for his children. We must trust in God's love that is made up of mercy and justice. In time, his will be unfolded and the truth will be revealed. Healing is possible. Look at the resurrection. Be still and pray. My second favorite set of stations is the fifth station. Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus carry his cross. The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. And the eighth station, Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. Friends are a beautiful gift from God, but have they ever let you down? Jesus had 12 close friends, his 12 apostles. Judas betrayed him, and the 11 others left him. Relatable. We expect friends to always be there for us, to accompany us, to help us, to love us, but they are only human. Humans mess up a lot. So here's Jesus with 0 of his friends by his side in agony, being tortured on his way to die for our salvation. Yet along the way, God the Father provided people to help his son. Simon of Cyrene helped Jesus with his cross. Saint Veronica wiped the face of Jesus. The women of Jerusalem felt his sorrow and wept for him. God knows what we need when we need it. And though we think we know the friends that surely will be there for us in our time of need, we don't. Sometimes our friends become a Judas or one of the 11 other apostles. God puts new random people along our path of struggling instead to help and accompany us, just when we need it most. God the Father never lets us down and will provide for us. The third set of my favorite stations are the third station, Jesus falls for the first time, the seventh station, Jesus falls for a second time, and the ninth station, Jesus falls for a third time. How many times do we fall? Better, how many times do we fail? What is typically our initial reaction? Discouragement, embarrassment, wanting to give up and quit? Jesus fell 3 times, and he is the Son of God. In a Trinitarian view of God being 3 in 1, he is God. God humbled himself and became man and experienced all of our weaknesses. He gave it all. Jesus knew he had to press on with his mission to pay our debt to sin with his life. We each have a special mission from God, and we must press on to its completion. We will fall, we will fail, but we cannot give up. We cannot slip into the sin of despair. With God, we cannot fail. If you have never been to the Stations of the Cross and are Catholic, I would invite you to look up what time your parish has them, typically on Fridays of Lent. If you're not Catholic, but still would love to experience the Stations of the Cross, you are more than welcome to look up your local parish's schedule as well. You will not regret this decision. If you're not ready to go to the Stations of the Cross in real life, or your parish is not offering them due to any COVID restrictions, there are a plethora of videos and audio online available for you to watch or listen. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share. If you wish to watch more, please subscribe. I also ask that you please like Oh You're Catholic on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Thank you.